Sit down. Tonight, we're talking about the 4 words that kill relationships. Not literally 4 words. 4 patterns, 4 behaviors, 4 ways of communicating that predict divorce with 90% accuracy. John Gottman, psychologist, researcher, spent 40 years studying couples, over 3,000 couples. He can watch a couple interact for 5 minutes and predict with 90% plus accuracy whether they'll divorce. How? He looks for the 4 horsemen, biblical reference, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, harbingers of doom. In relationships, same thing. The 4 horsemen, criticism, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling. If these 4 show up in your relationship, you're headed for divorce, unless you stop them. Tonight, I'm breaking down each horseman, what it looks like, why it's deadly, where it comes from, and the antidote, how to stop it. Because knowing the problem, that's not enough. You need to know how to fix it. This is Inner Pigment. Let's go. The first horseman, criticism. What is criticism? Criticism versus complaint? Different things. Complaint. I'm upset that you didn't do the dishes. We agreed you'd do them. This is about a specific behavior, a specific situation. Criticism. You never do the dishes. You're so lazy and inconsiderate. This is about character. Global. Attacking who they are. See the difference? Complaint equals you did something wrong. Criticism equals you are wrong. Examples. Complaint. I feel hurt when you're on your phone during dinner. Criticism. You're always on your phone. You don't care about this family. Complaint. I needed you to pick up the kids and you forgot. Criticism. You never remember anything. You're so irresponsible. Complaint. I feel disconnected from you lately. Criticism. You never talk to me. You're emotionally unavailable. Notice the pattern. Criticism uses you always, you never. You're so global character attack. Not about behavior, about identity, why it's deadly. Criticism puts your partner on the defensive. They're not hearing your concern. They're hearing, you're a bad person. Their response? Defend, attack back, shut down. The original issue doesn't get solved because you're not talking about the issue anymore. You're attacking each other. And over time, constant criticism erodes their sense of self. They start believing it. Maybe I am lazy. Maybe I am inconsiderate. Maybe I'm not good enough. Self-esteem dies. Resentment builds. The relationship dies. Where it comes from. Criticism often comes from unmet needs. You need something. They're not giving it. Instead of stating the need clearly, you attack their character. I need help with the dishes becomes you're lazy. I need emotional connection becomes you're cold. I need reliability becomes you're irresponsible. The criticism is a distortion of an unmet need. The antidote, gentle startup. Gottman solution, the gentle startup. 3 components. 1, use I feel, not you are. I feel overwhelmed, not you're useless. I feel disconnected, not you're emotionally unavailable. Take ownership of your feelings. 2, describe the situation specifically. Not, you never help. But, last night I asked for help with dinner and you stayed on the couch. Specific. Observable, not global. 3, state a positive need, not stop being lazy, but I need help with dinner tonight. Can you chop vegetables? Tell them what you want, not what they're doing wrong. Example, criticism. You're always late. You're so inconsiderate and irresponsible. Gentle startup. I feel anxious when you're late and don't text. I need you to let me know if you're running behind. Same issue, different approach. One kills, one heals. The second horseman, contempt. What is contempt? Contempt is the most toxic. Gottman says contempt is the single greatest predictor of divorce. Why? Because contempt communicates disgust. You're beneath me. I'm superior to you. You're worthless. When you look at your partner with contempt, the relationship is dying or already dead. What it looks like? Eye rolls. Classic contempt signal. They're talking. You roll your eyes. Message. What you're saying is stupid. Sarcasm, not playful teasing. Biting sarcasm. Oh, sure, you're so helpful. Dripping with sarcasm. Mockery. Imitating them in a mean way. Making fun of how they talk, act, think, name-calling. You're an idiot. You're pathetic. You're a child. Degrading them. Hostile humor. Jokes that are actually attacks. Ha ha, my wife can't do anything right. My husband is useless. Disguised as humor. But it's contempt, sneering, the facial expression, lip curl, disgust face. You don't even have to say anything. Your face says it all. Why, it's deadly. Contempt destroys the foundation of respect. You can have conflict and still respect someone. But contempt? That's saying they're inferior. Once you see them as beneath you, there's no coming back. You can't love someone you despise. You can't connect with someone you mock. Contempt kills intimacy, kills affection, kills the relationship where it comes from. Contempt comes from long-term resentment. You've been hurt, disappointed, let down, over and over. You didn't address it. The resentment built. And now, you're not just angry, you're disgusted. You see them as fundamentally flawed, not just someone who makes mistakes, but someone who is a mistake. Contempt is the final stage of resentment. The antidote. Build a culture of appreciation. You can't fight contempt with contempt. You have to rebuild the foundation. 1. Daily appreciation. Every day, say something you appreciate. Thank you for making coffee. I appreciate you taking out the trash. I'm grateful you listened to me today. Out loud, specific, daily. This rewires your brain from focusing on what they do wrong to what they do right. 2. Positive sentiment override Gottman's concept. In healthy relationships, you interpret ambiguous behavior positively. They didn't text back? They must be busy. In contemptuous relationships, you interpret everything negatively. They didn't text back? They don't care about me. Build positive sentiment override. Give them the benefit of the doubt. 3. Remember why you fell in love. You didn't always feel contempt. There was a time you admired them, loved them, respected them. Reconnect with that. What did you love about them? What do you still love? Focus there. 4. Address resentments. If you feel contempt, you have unresolved resentment. Talk about it. Therapy. Don't let it fester, because contempt left unchecked, it kills. The third horseman, defensiveness. What is defensiveness? Your partner brings up an issue. You don't listen. You don't take responsibility. You defend, excuse, counterattack. That's defensiveness. And it blocks resolution. What it looks like. Making excuses. I didn't do the dishes because I was tired. I forgot to call because work was crazy. Excuses shift blame. Avoid responsibility. Denying responsibility. That's not what happened. I didn't say that. You're wrong. Even when you did do it, you deny it. Cross-complaining. They bring up an issue. You respond with, well, what about when you, partner, you forgot our anniversary? You, well, you forgot my birthday last year? You're not addressing their concern. You're deflecting with your own complaint, playing the victim. I'm always the bad guy. Nothing I do is good enough for you. You're so critical, I can't do anything right. Turning their complaint into an attack on you, making yourself the victim. Whining. I said I was sorry. Gay. Why do you always bring this up? It's not for ear. Childish tone, avoiding accountability. Why, it's deadly. Defensiveness stops the conversation. Your partner is trying to express a need, a hurt, a concern. You're blocking it. They don't feel heard. They escalate. You escalate back. The original issue never gets addressed, and over time, they stop bringing things up. Because what's the point? You never listen anyway. Communication dies where it comes from. Defensiveness comes from feeling attacked. You hear criticism, or even a complaint, as you're a bad person. Your instinct? Protect yourself. I'm not bad. Here's why I did it. You're defending your character, not addressing their need. And often, defensiveness comes from shame. You did something wrong, you know it, but admitting it feels too vulnerable, so you defend. The antidote. Take responsibility, stop defending, start owning. 1. Accept responsibility for your part, even if it's 10%, even if they're 90% wrong, own your 10%. You're right. I did forget to text. That was inconsiderate. Not, I forgot because, just, you're right. I'm sorry. 2. Understand their perspective. I can see why that hurt you. That makes sense that you'd feel that way. You don't have to agree, but you can validate. 3. Avoid but. I'm sorry, but. The but erases the apology. It's defensiveness disguised as apology. Just say sorry. Period. 4. If you don't understand, ask. Help me understand what you need. Can you explain what I did that hurt you? Curiosity, not defensiveness. The Fourth Horseman, Stonewalling. What is stonewalling? Stonewalling is shutting down, withdrawing, going silent, checking out. Physically there, emotionally gone. What it looks like, the silent treatment. They're trying to talk. You say nothing, not engaging, not responding, turning away, literally turning your back, walking away mid-conversation, leaving the room, busy work avoidance. They want to talk. You suddenly need to do dishes, check your phone, watch TV, anything to avoid the conversation. Monotone responses. Whatever. I don't care. No emotion, no engagement, physical shutdown, no eye contact, crossed arms, blank face, stone wall. Why, it's deadly. Stonewalling makes your partner feel abandoned. They're reaching out. You're pulling back. They feel rejected, invisible, unimportant. And here's what happens. They escalate, get louder, more desperate, trying to get a reaction. You shut down more. The pursuer-distancer pattern. And eventually, they give up. They stop trying to reach you. And the relationship dies. Who does it? 85% of stonewallers are men. Gottman's research. Why? Men are more physiologically reactive to conflict than women. Their heart rates spike higher. They flood faster. Stonewalling is a self-protection mechanism. If I engage, I'll lose control. I'll say something I regret, or I'll break down. So they shut down. But to the partner, it doesn't look like self-protection. It looks like, you don't care. You're abandoning me. Where it comes from. Stonewalling comes from emotional flooding. You're overwhelmed. Can't process, can't think. Your nervous system is in shutdown mode. It's not malicious, it's physiological, but it's still deadly. The antidote. Self-soothing and physiological calm. You can't engage productively when you're flooded, so don't. 1. Recognize flooding, heart pounding, mind racing, can't think straight. You're flooded. 2. Call a timeout. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I need a break. Can we come back to this in 20 minutes? Not. I don't want to talk about this. Stonewalling, but I need a break to calm down so I can talk about this properly. 3. Self-soothe. During the break, deep breathing. 4, 7, 8 technique. Walk. Physical movement. Distract. Music. Shower. Something calming. Do not ruminate on the fight. That keeps you flooded. 4. Return to the conversation. After 20 to 30 minutes, heart rate back to normal. Now you can engage. Okay, I'm ready to talk now. The cascade. How the horsemen feed each other. The pattern. The four horsemen don't show up alone. They cascade. One triggers the next, which triggers the next. Here's how it usually goes. The cascade. Step 1. Criticism. Partner. You never help around the house. You're so lazy. Step 2. Defensiveness. You. I'm not lazy. I worked all day. What about all the things you don't do? Step 3. More criticism. Escalation. Partner. Oh, please. I do everything. You just sit on the couch. Step 4. Contempt. You. Eye roll. Whatever. You're impossible. Step 5. Stonewalling. Partner keeps pushing. You shut down. Silent. Checked out. Step 6. Relationship death. This pattern repeats over and over. Each time, more toxic. Until someone leaves. The negative perspective. Once the four horsemen are entrenched, you develop a negative perspective. You see everything through a negative lens. They bring you flowers. What did they do wrong? They're quiet. They're mad at me. They're talkative. They're annoying me. Everything they do, interpreted negatively. This is the point of no return. The distance and isolation cascade. Gottman identified the stages. Stage 1, the four horsemen appear. Stage 2, the four horsemen become habitual. Stage 3, flooding becomes common. Stage 4, body language shows problems, lack of affection, turning away. Stage 5, failed repair attempts, trying to make jokes, apologize, nothing works. Stage 6, bad memories rewrite history. You remember the relationship as worse than it was. Stage 7, loneliness sets in, together, but alone. Stage 8, parallel lives, roommates, not partners. Stage 9, someone leaves. This is the cascade, and it's predictable. How to stop the horsemen, awareness. First step, recognize them. You can't stop what you don't see. Watch for criticism, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling in yourself and your partner. Name them when they appear. That was criticism. I'm being defensive. You're stonewalling. Awareness is the first step. The antidotes, summary. For criticism, gentle startup. I feel plus specific situation plus positive need. For contempt, build a culture of appreciation, daily gratitude, positive sentiment override. For defensiveness, take responsibility. Own your part. No excuses. For stonewalling, self-soothe. Take breaks. Return to conversation when calm. Repair attempts Gottman's magic. Successful couples make frequent repair attempts. Small gestures to de-escalate during conflict. Examples. Humor. This is ridiculous. We're fighting about socks. Affection. Reaching for their hand. Acknowledgement. You're right about that part. Apology. I'm sorry I raised my voice. Shared perspective. We're both tired. This is hard. These are repair attempts. They break the negative cycle. Failed couples. They ignore or reject repair attempts. Don't try to be funny right now. Don't touch me. If repair attempts aren't working, you're in trouble. The 5-to-1 ratio. Remember Gottman's magic ratio. 5 positive interactions for every 1 negative. If the four horsemen are showing up, you need to flood the relationship with positive compliments, appreciation, affection, kindness, playfulness, 5-to-1. This creates a buffer. So when conflict happens, and it will, the relationship can withstand it. Get help if the Four Horsemen are entrenched. Get couples therapy, specifically Gottman trained therapist. They know this framework. They can help you break the patterns. Don't wait until it's too late. The Four Horsemen: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling. Show up in your relationship, you're headed for divorce. 90% accuracy. Gottman's research. But here's the good news. You can stop them. You can recognize them, name them, counter them. Gentle startup instead of criticism, appreciation instead of contempt, responsibility instead of defensiveness, self-soothing instead of stonewalling, and repair attempts frequently. 5 positive interactions for every negative. Do this, you can save your relationship. Don't. The horsemen win, and your relationship dies. So pay attention. Watch for the horsemen. Stop them when they appear, because once they're entrenched, coming back is nearly impossible. This has been Inner Pigment. Stay curious, stay aware, and remember, the Four Horsemen are predictable and preventable. Choose differently.